This is the ancient truth versus the Copernican lies. So for all of you who looking at this video, one thing you must keep in mind that's real simple. Our ancestors spoke of our cosmos as the cosmic egg. No life lives on the surface of an egg, brothers and sisters. Show me an egg and I'll show you the life on the inside. When you think of an egg, you have solid, liquid, solid. Outer shell, liquid, then a solid yolk. And we keeping in mind that all life lives inside of the egg and is protected by the shell. That's what we see in nature. Now, despite what we see in nature, somehow we've been convinced that we live on the surface of an egg that's wobbling on a crooked axis, as opposed to this ancient truth, right? Because what you're looking at here is the form of the yin-yang and the original form of balance. And again, it's the binary code, the 0 and the 1. So according to our ancestors, life lives inside of the egg, not on the surface of the egg. So for people that say, how can the earth be flat when everything is round? The earth is flat, but the cosmos is round. The earth is a flat plane. Again, this is why the original goddesses carried the archbow. This is the whole symbol you see here. It's the two cupids. When you have one cupid pointing this way and one cupid pointing this way. That's what you're looking at. That is ancient cosmology, people. That's balance. It's represented in Ma'at. Each one of these will be a wing. But I brought this up because we about to get real deep. We about to look at some real good footage, all right? So really, when you look at the ancient cosmos, it's surrounded by water above and waters below. Just to prove to y'all that this model you looking at is true and that this Copernican model is really baloney, we finna crank it up a notch and check out some slides. Now what you about to get ready to see is real telescope time-lapse footage of a star film. When we pay attention to this footage, what we want to pay attention to is what I just showed you on the board. That the ancestors said we had waters above. And if you don't understand everything in this video clip that you're about to see, don't worry, because after you're done watching it, I'm gonna break it down for you. So let's check it out. The footage you just saw was an experiment that proved that the cosmology I just demonstrated on the board is very likely true. For all of you who didn't really understand what you just saw, what you're looking at now is everything we've been taught since we was little. Planets and different colorful planets and the sun burning all of these millions of light years away, flinging us through space. Look at these pictures and understand something. That's exactly what they are, pictures. But what you just saw was footage of what we really see. And you don't have to take the gentleman's word for it in the footage. I have no reason to lie to you guys. I own a very good telescope myself, and I can also testify that this is what I also see. Twinkling light fixtures that are moving in very diverse ways. The light is very dynamic, and this cannot be from a solid object. The distortion that you see from these bodies, like the one you're seeing in front of you now, that's a time-lapse telescope footage of the planet Venus. And if you look at this footage, you can see this thing has holographic distortion. What can cause that? Free your mind and let me give y'all an example of what you're seeing right now. This type of holographic distortion is caused by a medium, such as liquid, water. Think of standing on the beach, right, at nighttime, and the moon is traveling down the horizon, and the light from the moon is being casted upon the waters of the ocean. What if there were giant waves on the area of the ocean that this light was being projected upon? What if there would just so happen to be a wave to jump in that area? That would briefly distort the light that we see reflecting on the ocean, and then we would get the clear image back when the water settles. So if the water is moving and we're looking at light being reflected on this water or through this water, it would seem as if this light is actually moving, but indeed it's the water that's moving. And as the light travels through this medium, or as it travels upon this medium, the movement of the liquid will make the light seem to behave like the liquid, when really you're just seeing the reflection of the light and the liquid, and you're watching the whole dance as it's being projected from you from afar. That's the best way I can explain this phenomena. So when you look at these images that people are submitting with their telescopes, and you could go buy your own telescope and research this stuff for yourself. So this ain't about taking nobody's words and going into all of these dumb NASA theories with all of these spooky, crazy planets. You got to think about the creator, y'all. You got to think about it now. The universe they gave us make no sense. Why would the creator put all of these billions and trillions of light years in between us if the creator really loved us? Why would the creator separate us from itself by all of these trillions and trillions of light years that they give us in the Copernican universe? We've been bamboozled, but a lot of us don't want to accept it, that the deception is this grand. So when you look at this footage in front of you, just remember what the ancients spoke of about the waters above. None of this stuff we see in these images support these bogus planets that they've been giving us. So why are we still running around here supporting the same universe that was forced upon us by deceivers like Copernicus and Plato? Because we don't know we're being deceived, and the deception is just this grand. What you're looking at now is proof that we're enclosed in a spherical dome with waters above. Look at the glass of water and look at the phenomena that we call a rainbow. The rainbow is the arch of the covenant. Ark of the covenant is really the arch of the covenant. The arch of the sky goddess's nut back. That's the covenant, that we are enclosed in this cosmic egg and we are protected. The people that rule the world rule it through fear. And the fear starts at the foundation, which is the cosmology. The 4 represents the foundation, the FOU root. Keep that in mind for 4 and foundation. It goes back to the number 13, which equals out to 4. And remember, the number 13 is the archbow. This is where the primordial waters reside. Now let's hit the board and get some etymology. The number 4 is also the lowercase h, and I'm going to show you how that works in a minute. You can see the demonstration here. We'll get back to that. Remember, 4, F-O-U, is foundations, F-O-U. Same root 4 equals qua. Okay? This is a very important one. Remember, 4 is qua. Okay? The 4th alphabet is the letter D, which is the symbol for net in Egyptian hieroglyph. The alphabet D represents the dome, the firmament dome. And again, its symbol means net in Kemet. And this goes back to the hornet or the horned net. Four represents foundation. 4 means qua. And when we say aqua, remember aqua is water. So remember, the number 13 is the archbow or the B. Remember, the 13 equals 4. 4 equals qua. Remember, aqua is water. 4 is foundations. The waters sits above the foundations. The waters above and the waters below is synonymous with the foundations. It's synonymous with the firmament and the 4 foundations. So it makes sense that we would find the qua root in water. Our cosmos looks just like this, and there's energy that flows throughout this cosmos in a figure 8 form. In a figure 8 form, it would make the flower of life. Remember the figure 8. Remember 10 is a very holy number because it represents Zen. And Zen is pyramid. We're going to get back to that in a minute. To show you how this relates with the alphabets and the numbers, if you look at the H, right? It has 4 points. The H is a form of the balancing scales. It also represents the goddess's arms raised, symbolizing the ka. This is very deep because H is the 8th alphabet and they both sound alike, H and H. Now, when you spell height, all right, remember, you can't spell height without the H. Remember, height is dealing with the sky. That's dealing with the firmament. Height and 8 has that connection because when we talk about height being upwards and 8 being in the word height, it's because infinity is emitting itself from the center of the cosmos. So just like this became the Dogon fish god deception. This was originally the beetle cosmology, the bee goddess, all right? Remember, the H got 4 points. It's the 8th alphabet. Remember, you can't spell height without 8. You can't spell weight without 8. This is dealing with all of the dimensions of the cosmos. It takes you right back to where we started, which is the binary code. Z, the bullseye, the target. X marks the spot. That's important because X is also H. X is 4-pointed just like the H. And you can see this same concept that the car company Hummer used. The H4 Hummer, they call it the H4. They don't write it like that. They write it like this. Because X means 4. X also means dos or 2. And I already tied into y'all the connection between 2 and 4. And that the formula of these numbers is simply telling you to do the action of multiplication. For example, when we say double, the root word of double is do, because dos means to double up, to two it up. So for example, let me show you the concept of the number 2. If I have, for example, a lowercase h, and I do as above, so below, and double that up, the contrast to that would be that. And if you put both of those together, you get that, which is no different than that, or the all of these symbols that we use for numbers and alphabets hold the code of infinity within them. But if you look at any symbol in a negative way, you distort the whole message. And this is just a brief run through. I could go deeper into this in the future if you guys want to. But just to show you how these numbers work, 10 is in. Now remember, 8 is eternity, right? And 10 is in represents the eternal cosmos. The cosmos is a yoni. Remember, 2 is dos, which means to double. If you keep repeating that, you get the Cuban link, one of the strongest links and one of the most popular in hip hop. Also, we go to the number 8 being eternity. It's the hourglass. And we love that hourglass shape, don't we, fellas? When you keep stacking those 8s, you create DNA. You create the wave of life. Even if you want to look at it from a mathematical standpoint, 8 times 8 would be 64. And remember, 6-4 Impala. I went over that in the previous videos on Anchor Watt numerology. Check them out. 6-4 bring you right back to 10, which is the binary code. So remember, 4 equals qua, and it equals the foundations, where the aqua, or where the waters above reside. Now, for all of my brothers and sisters in the Black conscious community, in particular my Nuwaubian brothers and sisters who practice Nuwaubu and Nuwaubu, understand that the same concepts I'm breaking down to you, Dr. York understood these concepts but he hid them and ruled y'all under the globe and under all of the alien talk. Dr. York talked about the sea people and the fish people. And remember, Nuwa equals Nuwap, the root word of Nuwapu. For all of my brothers and sisters who are members of Nuwapu, understand that what you are members of goes back to an ancient Chinese goddess. Her name is the mother goddess Nuwa. And this goes back to the primordial waters of Nu and the sky goddess Nut. When you look at ancient Kemetic cosmology, it's not a globe. If you pay attention to the ancient Kemetic cosmos, all of the life of the cosmos is on the inside of it. Only thing you see on the outside is guys on boats journeying those waters above, taking their cosmic journey. Other than that, all the physicality lives within the cosmic egg and is protected by the sky goddess Nut, who descended from the waters of Nu above. That represent the waters above. There's an ancient Chinese mother goddess called Mother Goddess Nuwa, who represent this story and this science what I'm telling y'all. And that's the root word of Nuwabian or Nuwapu. And that's why they call themselves serpent people. If you look at Dr. York, he got this symbolism all around the place. He even wear black and gold because of the bee goddess. So remember, it wasn't no literal fish people. Dr. York understood that the earth was flat just like his elite buddies. See, he went too far. He went too far. And that's what happened when you be in too deep connected with these folks. And I'm going to get into a whole video on Dr. York and the etymology of Nuwapu and how it tie into Nuwa and my theories on Dr. York. If you guys would like, get in the comment section. But I just wanted to bring that up to you guys. Nuwabian, Nuwapu goes back to Nuwa. Remember, Wa is just water. And Nu is the goddess of the water. Remember, 4 is Kwa. And 4 is Aqua. Because the waters above and the waters below resides at the foundations above and below. Alright, people? The ancients put this cosmology into all the architecture and everything. The center of our cosmos emits a magnetic energy in the form of a figure 8. And this is eternal energy. This figure is so sacred, this figure 8 symbol, because it's what creates existence. That's why when you look at the figure 8, it resembles the hourglass. It resembles DNA. When you take those figure 8s and you keep stacking block out the block, you create the flower of life or existence. And the X is nothing but these great intersections. And wherever there's an intersection, there's life. We got to re-question what we think the earth is. We can't just say they was right when they gave us the globe, because we never questioned it. We just accepted it as children, just like the religion. We question the religion, but some reason we don't want to give up the globe, or at least question it. The stuff I'm showing you now proves that Copernicus is a lie, and that our ancestors was telling the truth about the waters above. The rainbow is proof of that. That's why it's the promise of the covenant. All of this doomsday events that serves at the foundation of all these religions, because remember, the religions rule through fear. They rule through fear that they telling the people that their God's gonna destroy the planet that you live on. You got to understand that before this Greek type mentality and this Copernican universe, the earth was an infinite plane. And it was too huge for a Greek deity to destroy or cast into any lake of fire. The goddesses resided at the heart of the cosmos, just like the queen bee resides at the heart of the hive. When you listen to the Christian song, he got the whole world in his hands. The earth is too big for any deity to hold in their hands. That is blasphemous. People, you got to realize we being deceived, and that all of these Greek deities, even in the Kemetic conscious communities, because you still serving a form of deity that rule Kemet under Roman rule. All of the sun gods and all of these deities have their role, but when you lack all of the matriarch principles of the cosmos, the lack of knowledge is what hurts us, because all of this science is what's been used against us. The covenant was broken when we accepted these bogus universe models in our mind. We were able to be ruled through the fear, because these deities say, if you don't do what I say, I'm gonna destroy your planet. But what if I told you that these deities had no control over this cosmos, and that this cosmos is stable and we protect it by the Great Mother? You wouldn't be scared of their foolish threats that they rule the world with in these world religions, because at the base of it is cosmological fear. These gods have attributes over the cosmos. If they rule the cosmos, then what can you do against it but be obedient? And this is how we get world religions. And the foundation of it is in the cosmology, people. This is why cosmology was so important to the ancients. So you ever wonder why most of the world share the same cosmology as the Pope? Because they been bamboozled. Cosmology is a form of spirituality. So think about what I'm showing you here. They ain't telling y'all about the waters above. They ain't telling you we enclosed inside of a spherical dome that's called a firmament, and it's firm. That's why the root word of it is firm. So this was just a quick video to give y'all 100% proof that we are enclosed in a spherical dome, and that there are waters above, and that the ancient cosmos is accurate. So go out there and share this video. Free the minds of all these sleeping globe heads, so we can understand the nature of our reality, and free the minds of our children from all this deception and this crap, all of these lies. Because at the root of the Copernican universe is Greek deities. Even if you don't serve a personification of a deity like most people do, you may serve celestial beings like the sun or Ra, for example, when really you don't supposed to worship any of these deities. We all made out of the same stuff that the cosmos is made out of. We all are interpretations of the creator. The creations can't be separate from the creator. We can't be separate from that which created us. When we talk about the cosmic egg, it ties into the ancient cosmic journey. And I feel the need to do future videos on that that go into deeper on the afterlife process. If y'all would like that, then get in the comment box and let me know, and I can put that at the top of the priority list. But with everything being said, I'm gonna let y'all go, because I think I proved my point. The phenomena we see in these images, in this footage, planets aren't solid. They aren't light years away like we've been taught. And we got to go back to the drawing board and do our own research and discard all of these theories we've been given, because we never question them. I'm gonna let y'all go. Remember, new uploads every Thursday. Peace and much love.